Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the After Catch podcast with your boys Dustin and Devin. Devin, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing over there, Dustin?
I'm good. I'm good. It is finally that time. It's draft.
Mm.
We are recording this on Tuesday, the 26th. Obviously, the draft is Thursday night. What is it? Is it 8 Eastern? 8?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Yeah. It's 8
8
Eastern.
Eastern. So, yeah, we are looking forward to that. This is our final mock draft. We did it a little bit differently again. Last time, obviously, Devin did the odds and I did the evens. This time, we decided, since the last one, we're going to put together our own individual final mock draft. So we have two mock drafts for you, mine and Devin's. We're going to be going through, giving a little quick thoughts about it. And something that we also have never done, we included trades this time. So we used the PFF mock draft simulator, took over for every team, first round, and we did that. Yeah, so we're super excited about the draft. Obviously, we talked about we're gonna be live streaming it. We're gonna be live streaming it on our YouTube channel, the 28th, right? The draft night. After this, we're actually gonna be testing it because we've never actually live streamed on our YouTube, so we're gonna be testing it out, seeing if it works. So to confirm, make sure you check our TikTok, our Instagram, and my Twitter. Those will be in the description down below. There will be updates on there confirming we are, or if something went through, we cannot stream it, stuff like that. If we can't stream it, I'm going to be active on Twitter, posting TikToks throughout the night, posting things on Instagram, all a bunch of stuff. Make sure you check out everything in our description. Go to
Maybe
our
an
socials.
Instagram Live.
Possibly even Instagram Live. That might be something we can hook up. Check out all of our socials because we are going to be active on those all night long, even if we're not streaming. We're going to be active on it. I'm going to be tweeting so much throughout the draft. Make sure you check those out, okay? Tell your friends, tell everyone. If you are just chilling at home, watching the draft on your TV, pull up the stream on your phone, on your computer. Join us. We're going to be talking about each pick. We're going to be talking about trades that happen, things that we're going to put our predictions all this type of stuff. We're going to have guests. Hopefully you're going to have guests. There's a bunch of people that are saying, hey, hopefully I can. Devin's going to be there for the first hour. All right, I'm going to be there all night long. If the first night goes well, I might be streaming the second night. Who knows? There's so much.
And that's on Friday, right?
The second night is Friday, yeah.
I might be able to fully attend that one. It's just that I work on Thursday, so that first hour,
Yeah.
I'll be able to do that, and then maybe when I go on break and stuff like that, we can come together again and we can, at the end of the live stream, kind of go over everything, and maybe you can give me the rundown of everything that's happened ever since.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Another thing is, depending on our work schedules, because obviously, we are starting, we're new at this YouTube thing. We have other priorities right now. We want to do this. We want to grow on this and see where this can take us. But if we have time, there's a chance that we do a mock draft video for the second and third round, posting it Friday before the draft. It just depends on what time we have. But there's a lot of things we are super excited to be able to put a bunch of different content out there, do a bunch of different things, kind of test the waters, because next year we might have a bigger following, and we could put a lot more time into this and have a big group. So we want everyone to come in, talk in the chat, ask us your opinions about, ask us questions about your teams. We're going to be open to everything, basically. Just kind of want to test the community out and see how it rocks. So I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be an awesome time. The draft is one of my favorite times of the offseason. It is, honestly, I like it more than free agency, but free agency this year was wild, so maybe it won't be better than this free agency. I don't know. This draft is also one of the most unpredictable drafts, so it's so hard to do mocks for it. It is crazy hard.
Yeah, that's facts.
There's so much going on. It's so unpredictable, just like free agency was this year. So I guess it's a what's the proper word? It's a pattern, and maybe next season's going to be unpredictable, just like the off season. So, but anyway, all the chatting's done. Let's get into the mock drafts. We decided I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna share my mock draft, and we're gonna talk about it. So here is my final mock draft for the 2022 NFL Draft. And I start off with that. Trayvon Walker to the Jaguars. I think it's a 50-50. I don't even know where the Jaguars are going to draft. They could easily go Aiden Hutchinson. I'm not sure. I'm going with the athletic upside here. I think Trayvon Walker's a little bit better of an athlete than Aiden Hutchinson. I think that's what the Jaguars are going to do. I think they're going to go, all right, let's get the best athlete on the field, I think it's Trayvon Walker. I think he was a little bit hidden by this great defense last year. I think now, coming into the league, he has, so many young pieces on the Jaguars team that hopefully they can start to build up that foundation. I think Trayvon Walker would be a nice help with that. And then I got Aiden Hudson going too right after that. Detroit, Michigan man. I think he's going to stay in Detroit, help that defense out a little bit, get some pressure for them. I think it's actually a really solid fit. And I think that's what the Lions want to happen. I think they want Trayvon to go first. I think they want Hutchinson, but that's what I think. Then I have Sauce going 3. I'm a big believer in corners, the second hardest position in football, and I think Sauce Gardner can become a lockdown corner in this league. And if the Texans, you cannot pass up on that opportunity. It is so hard to draft lockdown corners.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to go after it. I think you're there, and I think that's why they should go Sauce. I think it's Sauce or Stingley. If they like Stingley a little bit more than Sauce Gardner, fine, do it. If they think that Stingley's that lockdown corner, I just like Sauce a little bit more, which is why I think he goes 3. At 4, I have Jermaine Johnson. That's kind of really not my pick. I've been hearing a lot of things like the Jets have Jermaine Johnson rated higher than Kayvon Thibodeau. So I went with Jermaine Johnson, although I personally would be taking Kayvon Thibodeau here. But maybe I'm getting smoke screened. Maybe they're like telling everyone they like Jermaine Johnson more than Kayvon, but then they're going to take Kayvon because they like Kayvon more and they're just trying to smoke screen everyone. So, but right. I'm going to fall for the smoke screen, and I think they're going to take Jermaine Johnson. And I think if this plays out, this top 4, the Giants have a massive win because they have the ability to get Evan Neal, who I think is probably the best left tackle prospect in this draft. He can solidify their offensive line, give Daniel Jones, give Saquon Barkley some time, and we can really see what Daniel Jones is about, because it actually gives him the opportunity. So I really like that. 6, I consider quarterback here. I think if the Panthers want quarterback, I think they should trade down. But I think they're going to stick. I think they're going to Ike Ekwonu right here. I think it's another thing. He has guard tackle versatility. He can play guard too. If you like him more guard, you can do that. So I think that with that versatility, he goes here at 6. And this is why I say the Giants could easily have a great draft, because then they could get Kayvon Thibodeau at 7. Which is a monster. I think it's a steal, honestly. Kayvon is a monster, and if you could pair him up with some pieces like on that defense, you could definitely have something brewing over there. 8, I have Stingley. Just like I said, Atlanta has a lot of different needs, but if you can come in and get a lockdown corner to come play next to AJ Terrell, that would be a deadly secondary for them. I like the pick here, especially because, people say, maybe wide receiver. Yeah, you're right, maybe. But is it their time to go get a wide receiver right away? I'm not 100% sure. Especially with the wide receiver being so deep. I like corner here. I just love corner here. I think Stingley makes sense. Seahawks, another team that has a lot of needs. But one thing they can never do for Russell Wilson was protect the quarterback. I think they're gonna go and get their tackle, Charles Cross, right here. Let him come play tackle. He's one of the best. He was a strict pass pro guy. He played at Mississippi State, where all they did was pass pro, pass protect the whole time. So I like Charles Cross here. Now, the Jets. They have Corey Davis. They have Elijah Moore. I think if they can go out and get another wide receiver to match, making that third guy. Obviously, there's been talks about maybe getting Debo.
Did you say Braxton Berrios?
I did not say Braxton Berrios, but that is true. They also have Braxton Berrios. But I think that they really need that. I think they need a wide receiver 1. Like, I like Elijah Moore. I really like Elijah Moore, but he's more of a slot guy. So I think you need someone to be that wide receiver 1 on the outside. Corey Davis to me is a wide receiver 2. He's a really good wide receiver 2. I don't really see him as wide receiver 1. My favorite wide receiver is Garrett Wilson in this class. It would be Jameson Williams if it wasn't for the ACL. I think that takes him one spot down. I really like Garrett Wilson. I think that could fit nice for the Jets and really help the development of Zach Wilson, especially since you've built a lot of last couple of years you've drafted some offensive linemen. So
right, they got something nice brewing over there too, because
they really do.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard anyone really talk shit about the Jets last year, like as the worst team.
Yeah, no, they yeah.
We were talking about the Texans, the Giants being the worst teams.
Well, and this is one of my favorite picks of the draft. I was looking at Washington's roster. All right, maybe wide receiver here. Maybe Drake London matches well with, Scary Terry and Curtis Samuel, yeah. But, man, if they can get Kyle Hamilton to play over the top, their safeties do not look good right now in Washington. If they can get Kyle Hamilton to come play over the top, help that defense can be scary. They obviously had a little bit of a down start to the year. They picked up just a little bit, but they were not as good as they were the year before. If they can get back to that, help a little bit more on the offensive side with Carson Wentz already coming in, maybe draft a wide receiver later in the draft. Jeez, that is a scary, scary unit over there in Washington.
And free agency. Yeah,
they're still free agency.
Will be back this year.
12 here, Trent McDuffie. Minnesota's had troubles in the secondary for the longest time, it feels like. I think now they can go address it. They get Trent McDuffie's very, very good corner. I think it's just a really good fit for them. And I could see, if Kyle Hamilton doesn't go 11, I could see Kyle Hamilton here at 12, 100%.
They just got to do something with defense.
Yeah. So this is my first and only trade of the first round. I have the Chiefs trading up with the Texans. I think they gave up a first and like a third or maybe end of second to move up. Doesn't really matter. By the way, the packages, we didn't really like, oh, this would be the perfect package. We kind of just did a trade. To move them up because we don't know what teams value for what. So we kind of just did it that way. The Chiefs move up. And I think they've been talking, they need wide receiver. Okay, Jameson Williams is a monster. Arguably the best wide receiver in the class if you take away the ACL injury. And he would match well in that offense because he's speed, but he's a bigger guy, So he can go and play the likes next to MVS, Travis Kelce. They have some weapons there. I think Jameson Williams would kill over there in Kansas City, and it sucks to see because I would not want to face that. I'm going to be completely honest. I would not want to face that, but going to have to.
And they're going to somehow compete in the division, so that's going to be huge.
Yeah, they do. Exactly. And there's a lot of good corners, so they're going to need good receivers all over the place. So.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
At 14, I have the Ravens going Trevor Penning. There's a lot of people that are high on Penning. There's a lot of people that are low on Penning. I know he has the penalty issue, but there's nothing that says that can't be fixed. Like, that is just a mental thing. But, hey, just stop being so aggressive. Just do the mechanics, do the basics, block your man. Let's go. Keep it moving. I think he can come into play right tackle for them. Honestly, they had some good news earlier today about Ronnie Stanley looking good to start the year at left tackle for them. So now they plug in Trevor Penning at right tackle. It really solidifies the offensive line. Keeps Lamar hopefully upright and healthy because that's going to be important for them, obviously, if they want to compete in the AFC. This was an interesting pick. I was going back and forth. Obviously, the Eagles have needs in the secondary. They need linebacker, but Drake London next to Devontae Smith, they still have Jalen Reagor, although they've been looking to trade him. That could be a little bit of a scary trio right there. Drake London, give the ability for Jalen Hurts to throw him a deep ball, throw it up, make Drake London get up and catch it. I think that adds a little something different to their offense because obviously Devontae Smith is the route runner, shifty, get open quick guy. I think it would add a different level to their offense. At 16, I have Chris Olave to the Saints. Like, this is great for the Saints because obviously they have Michael Thomas hopefully coming back.
Kamara ready.
Yeah. Chris Olave would add something else. He could play in the slot. He could dominate the slot. Give Jameis Winston another target. And they still have another first-round pick. So there's obviously still room to go. They still have some other needs like offensive line, stuff like that. But I think Chris Olave there's a steal, honestly. 17, Chargers, Jordan Davis. I think it was a shoe-in, mainly because they struggled to stop the run last year. They bolstered their pass rush. They bolstered their secondary. But it's now time to take that next step, stop the run, and that defense will be filthy. Jordan Davis is a plug-in for me. He plug in and play day one, honestly, for me. Eagles, like I said, they need linebacker. They take Devin Lloyd. Sideline to sideline linebacker, very, very good. Can read everything coming his way. I think that's good. I think that's good for them because they're in a division with Saquon, Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, Zeke, Tony Pollard. Like, that linebacker, linebacker's going to be important to play. They're going to have to plug holes in the run game, but still not get beat out in the pass game, like just absolutely trash. So I think he has that ability to play both. 3-down linebacker, I like that. Here I looked for a trade for the Saints. I really think that this was a little early to pick Raymond here at tackle. But honestly, I looked it down the board and I'm like, who would want to trade up all the way up to 19? And I wasn't really comfortable with it. So I decided to stick it. They're going to reach a little bit. They're going to get a tackle, a developmental tackle that is long, big, can play that spot. So they went Bernard Raymond. It's just a need. You have to reach on your needs, and it was a need that they needed, so they did it. Here I have my first quarterback, Malik Willis, going to the Steelers. Although I'm not 100% sure the Steelers will go quarterback, there's been rumors that Mike Tomlin loves Malik Willis. And if Malik Willis falls all the way down here, a great coach like Mike Tomlin can sit him for a year, let him learn behind Trubisky, figure out what's going on, and really be able to make moves. But it would not surprise me if they went another position, because Trubisky did sign a 2-year contract, so if Trubisky really wasn't great, they could bring in a quarterback next year. But man, if Malik Willis falls to you, I think that's something that you have to make a move on. Patriots go to Nakobe Dean. For some reason, when I watch Nakobe Dean, I literally just see Patriots linebacker written all over him. Bigger dude, can stop the run, but he can cover everything. He can literally, that play from the championship game where they ran a motion across the field and he literally tracks the guy down and gets a tackle for a loss is stuck in my brain when I watch Nakobe Dean. He is a monster, very, very strong. And he played in the SEC, which are big offensive linemen, so he's shedding blocks, making moves, stuff like that. So I like Nakobe Dean. Here, 22, Traylon Burks to Green Bay. Green Bay needs wide receivers. Obviously, it's a possible option for Deebo Samuel. But even if they do get Deebo Samuel, I think they still need that bigger threat on the outside. I think Traylon Burks fits them perfectly. And I honestly think if Traylon Burks goes to Green Bay, he's early candidate for Rookie of the Year because Aaron Rodgers is going to throw him everything. So it really would not surprise me. Cardinals here go Andrew Booth Jr., a corner that I really, really like, but with the injuries during the draft process, you couldn't really see him test a lot. So I think he falls down a little bit, but I love him. I think he's my corner number 3, a little bit above McDuffie. Very, very good in cover 3 and cover 4 defenses. And I think that's what the Cardinals should really focus on because their pass rush really died down with the loss of Chandler Jones this year. So playing a zone defense could benefit them. Here I have the Cowboys going Daxton Hill, who to me is not a corner. He's a safety. He can play corner. He can play nickel corner, but I really like him at safety. I think the Cowboys need someone that can cover the range. They obviously have the pass rush, but if they can have people that can play the range, cover the top, not let their corners get burned, because obviously, Trayvon Diggs, great corner at all these interceptions, but he also gave up a lot of yards. If you can help him cover over the top, let him play that tight coverage, I think that can really help the defense out. So I like Daxton Hill here. 25, I have Kyler Gordon to the Bills. Kyler Gordon is I really, really like him as a slot corner. And that's what the Bills needed. The Bills got torched in the playoffs. Their defense, I should say, their secondary got torched in the playoffs. And that was without Trey White. So if Trey White on the outside, now you can move Kyler Gordon on the inside. I think it dramatically changes how the game works. I think it's a W move for the Bills. Titans here goes Zion Johnson, another guy that has guard tackle flexibility. The Titans, need right tackle. They need left guard. They already have Dylan Radins, Jamarco Jones talking about being able to play both right tackle and left guard. If they get Zion Johnson, they add him to the mix. He can either play left guard or right tackle. I think he's a plug and play at one of those two positions, preferably left guard for me. I think it's too good for the Titans to skip. The Bucks here have them going Kenyon Green, another team that they could right now. They're one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. But they have one or two big needs, and it's guard and probably defensive line, missing that Ndamukong Suh spot. I think Kenyon Green, another guy, plug and play day one. You can literally have him and Tristan Wirfs getting that relationship, and that you can have them playing together for 15 years. That's seriously what you're getting with Kenyon Green. The only negative against him is he has a little bit of a knee issue, but I mean, that guy's an absolute mauler. He's a very, very good player, and he's a guy that you can keep for a long time, even after the Tom Brady era is over. So I really, really like that pick as well. The Packers, I have the Packers going Devontae Wyatt. I personally think, when doing this mock draft, I felt like the Packers should trade one of their second-round picks and something else for Deebo Samuel. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to go second wide receiver. I'm going to go and get them a defensive lineman, a guy that can rush the passer, stop the run from the inside, really help that defense. because we know that they were not the issue in the playoffs last year. But if they can improve a little bit, they could be very, very, very scary. And that offense, if they make the right moves, they could also improve. So I think Devontae Wyatt's a great fit, and I think it's a guy that like he falls because of his position. He is a way better player than 28, but because he plays interior defensive line, it's a little bit hard to say, oh, he should go earlier. Because of
especially with some of these teams' needs and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It just did not fit earlier, so but I think great fit in Green Bay. Obviously, I had the Texans trading with the Chiefs earlier, so I had the Texans now going George Karlaftis. They need pass rush help, obviously, and I had them going Sauce Gardner at the beginning. Just looking at what was available on the board, they are totally capable. They're in the situation to go best available. And I thought Karlaftis, pretty good edge rusher. I feel like it was a good pick for pick 29. Obviously, I think he's not the best on the board. I think David Ojabo is. But with the injury, I think Karlaftis was just the best player available at the time, so I think that's why he went to the Texans. At 30, I had the Chiefs going Kari Elam. Great man-to-man corner, long, lengthy corner. Plays great man-to-man. They need that. That's what they play. And it's just they lost Chartavius Ward to the 49ers, so I was like, all right, they need another corner. Elam's great in man coverage. That's what they run on defense, so I just went Elam. 31, Bengals, Linderbaum. I think it's just
I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it really is a no-brainer. Like, he can come and play center for you, and he's one of those guys that's going to play forever, it feels like. Like, he's so good at being center. He's so smart. And they really, really focus on the offensive line. The only spot that they didn't really touch was center. So I was like, you know what? Tyler Linderbaum, perfect pick right there for the Bengals. And for the final pick, Lions, another team that's like, okay, you could really go with whatever. I actually know a Lions friend, and he was not happy with this pick. He says that the Lions should not go quarterback, but I disagree. I think they go Ritter. I think the Lions. Here's the thing. Here's how I value the Lions, right? I think the Lions will be too good to get one of the top 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks next year. And I think they're not good enough to make a playoff push. So it's like they're in that weird spot where is Ritter better than the 4th best quarterback next year? Probably. So I'm going to give you Ritter. That's kind of how I thought about the whole process. So, yeah, that is my mock draft. I was actually very happy with it. Obviously, we'll see how it does Thursday night, but yeah. And here's the thing: mine was the not trade heavy one. If stick around to see this trade heavy one because this next one is a little trade heavy. Yeah, Devin, this is all you. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to your mock draft now. You ready?
Alrighty, yeah. So you explained a lot of them. We do have a lot of similarities in our lovely mock draft. There's gonna be one trade I am gonna go over though before I actually start this because there are some trades that I have made during while drafting and stuff like that. So I'm going to tell you the main trade that happened first before this, and then the other small little trades that I did while doing this. So the big trade that I did was for Deebo Samuel here. Where is it at?
Pick 28.
Yeah. Okay. So we got pick 28. So I had the Packers giving up a first and believe it was a second round pick to acquire Deebo Samuel here. So we've discussed before that the Packers are in a pretty good spot, except after losing Devontae Adams and I think was it Scanling they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and after losing Scanling, they gotta fill in these holes quick, especially since Devontae was his go-to guy. So he's got to really load up on receivers, and Deebo could be that nice guy that he can rely on. So, like I said, Dustin over here did explain a lot of it already. So I have Trayvon Walker going at number 1. Now I do think this could possibly be interchangeable with Aiden Hutchinson. It's one of those things where you just kind of got to wait and see what the Jaguars are going to want.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson at number 2. You got, like you said, stay in Detroit. Maybe help the team to finally win a playoff game. Number 3, Gardner. I think this is a no-brainer. One of the best corners in the draft. Right beside Stingley. You've got to grab him. And speaking of Stingley, I think that the Jets will also grab Stingley at number 4 here as well. A team that is on the come up, and I think some defensive help would be nice. Number 5, Evan Neal. I mean, where in the hell do we start with that offensive line? Just to begin with, last year, I think not only will this help Daniel Jones, it's going to help Saquon because man, Saquon has got to have some blockers up front if he wants to really like kind of bounce back from his injury. Charles Cross, I had number at 6 for the Panthers. Panthers are in a weird situation because it's like you don't know what they're gonna do. You really don't. It's like they could go quarterback. They easily could go quarterback in the second or third round. But there's also the chance that they're just like, you know what, fuck it, let's stick with Sam Darnold. And so in this scenario, I'm kind of thinking like that okay, you know what, let's go through with Sam Darnold. Let's go ahead and build around him. Let's go ahead and grab Charles Cross, get some offensive line help.
And let's not forget Baker Mayfield's still available. If they decide that might be an option.
That's very true. And I wouldn't be opposed to that option either.
No.
So Charles Cross at number 6. Number 7, Kayvon Thibodeau. Did I say his name right?
Mm-hmm.
New York Giants are one of those teams that just kind of need a lot of filling in positions, and this is going to be a big help for that defensive line for pressure for sure. Moving on to the Falcons here at number 8, I chose Jameson Williams. Reason why is they're not going to have Calvin Ridley, and all they really got on that offense is Kyle Pitts. That's literally all they have. This is a team that is literally starting from the ground up, it feels like, and I think, with the uncertainty of Calvin Ridley, because who knows what they're going to do with Calvin Ridley after, his 1-year suspension. So why not get Jameson Williams, at least get some type of offensive help up there. At number 9, I have Ikem Ekwonu. Like you were saying, Dustin, Russell Wilson did not have a fun time getting sacked, and they're going to need some help up front. I think Ikem is going to be a good start for them, but they still have a lot of shit to figure out, like who's going to be the quarterback.
Correct.
Because no one's going to. Nah. I'm going to ask you this: do you want Drew Lock as your quarterback?
Keep moving.
So Drake London at number 10 for the Jets. I am actually a really big fan of this one. They already have a few solid receivers, but I think when you can get a solid sized guy like Drake London to complement the receivers already over there at the Jets, I think this offense will start beginning to look a little more and more dangerous throughout the years as these wide receivers develop, and not just that, as Zach Wilson develops as well. Washington, I know you picked Kyle Hamilton, but I think, and I could see where they definitely need a defensive piece. I actually like that safety pick. However, I think that I could see it going either way, but I'm thinking about more like Carson Wentz side. He's coming into another new system. Give him another weapon. You already have Terry McLaurin. Let's go at Garrett Wilson over there as well to improve that offense. Because that offense, both sides of the ball need improving. So I wouldn't be opposed to either Garrett Wilson or a safety or corner or whatever position at this point. Because I feel like they still have a lot of shit to figure out. And then number 12, we have Trent McDuffie. Vikings just need defensive help. I feel like that's been the biggest issue the past couple of years for them. Their offense is, I think, easily top 10. They have all the pieces they need. They just need a damn defense that will, do its job. Number 13, Kyle Hamilton. They need almost every single position. You have Gardner and Kyle Hamilton in the same draft. I think that is a good, solid defensive start for them in terms of bringing in rookies. Number 14, Devontae Wyatt. I feel like the Ravens could use some more defensive pressure. I feel like they're pretty good on all the other positions. I think wide receiver. I don't think they signed anybody for wide receiver recently, have they?
Oh no, I don't think so.
But there is still a shit ton of players in free agency that they can grab.
True.
Number 15, Devin Lloyd. I think this is a no-brainer for the Eagles. You need a linebacker. Devin Lloyd is your man, and I don't see any of these other teams really grabbing him. But might as well, since you have two very close picks, and I don't think he'll fall farther than the first round. I think a team in here will eventually pick him up if the Eagles don't pick him up early enough. Chris Olave, you just talked about it. I think it's gonna be a great compliment to not only Kamara. I think he's gonna be a great compliment to Kamara, but also Michael Thomas. That's right, Michael Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I don't know why his name sounds weird. I just haven't heard it in a while. I'm used to more like Slant Boy, I like that name.
Jeez.
17, Sky Moore for the Chargers. Get additional receiver for the Herbert. I already know they have I think 2 already good receivers. I don't think it will hurt to get a third one, but I am also not opposed to yours, Dustin. Yours was pretty good too. I think some more defensive pressure would be also good for them. Number 18, Andrew Booth Jr. for the Eagles. I feel like there's a lot of teams that would also grab a corner like him. If you were to let him go. And Darius Slay is still in the Eagles too, right?
Yeah.
Right. So have Andrew Booth on one side, Darius Slay on the other, and I mean you've got a pretty solid cornerback pair there. And kind of same situation with you here. I mean they did lose Teron Armstead,
mm-hmm.
and so this would be I guess a start to replacing him, but
it's a little bit of a reach, but you have to, yeah.
Right, exactly. Like what are you gonna do? I mean, they could trade down and maybe just grab a couple of picks and just see how far he falls. If he falls to where they want him to. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like an iffy one, and that that could definitely switch.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so now we get into the spicy portion of things. So I have Linderbaum at 20 here. Yes, they did in fact trade with the Steelers. And there's a trade with the Lions that did as well. So I'll explain that once we get there, though. So I had them trade down to 20 because I feel like, you give up a 5th-round pick and you trade your first-round picks with the Steelers just so that you can secure Linderbaum. I feel like that is the final piece to making sure that Joe Burrow stays protected. And I would not be surprised if they make another great run in the playoffs with the offensive line that they have now. So why not secure him just in case if some team is waiting to just snag him up? It's more like a security measure. Let me make sure that we get this player so nobody else takes him type deal. But, I could also see it not happening. But, for me, this is something that I would do. Nakobe Dean, like you said, I think I actually saw the play this morning that you were talking about. Speaks Patriot all over me.
Mm-hmm.
22 for Green Bay. I got Zion Johnson for guard. Some extra protection up front for Aaron Rodgers.
Very good
Number
pick.
2. Right. I really like this one here. 23, Kier Elam. The position the Cardinals are in is kind of weird because they've lost a lot of key players this year, and they're going to need to fill in some of these holes, and I feel like cornerback is one of the holes that they need to fill in. But I mean, speaking of defensive line, I don't think there's any defensive line that I would maybe pick up this, with the 23rd pick, and I think Kier Elam is going to be a good pick that they can select for now and maybe grab a defensive line down in the third round. I got Jordan Davis for the Dallas Cowboys. We already got Michael Parsons up front in the defensive line. Let's go ahead and add some more pressure up front for the Cowboys to get to the other quarterbacks. 25, I got Kyler Gordon. Actually, Dustin changed my mind on this one. I had them picking, I think, Treylon Burks. But I can still see it kind of going both ways. I think they could pick up another receiver. But I think you can't give up on a cornerback like this at 25. You go ahead and grab him and maybe grab another receiver in either the 2nd or 3rd round. Or maybe even grab a couple of the free agents that are in the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
26, Treylon Burks for the Tennessee Titans. I'm actually really like this pick. I think with Julio gone, you still have A.J. Brown, but I think you're going to need another receiver in there that's going to help Tannehill, not fuck up. Ain't that right, Dustin?
Yeah, he's a good fit. He's a good fit next to AJ and Robert Woods. Like he's that
Right.
perfect.
Oh, I forgot y'all got Robert Woods.
Yeah, but Robert Woods is
Damn.
gonna play in the slot, so like Traylon Burks on the outside
Mhm.
with next to AJ. Yeah, I think it's a great fit. I love the pick. I'm glad you can make it happen because I couldn't in mine. So
27. I got Kenyon Green. Yeah, very, like you were saying, two big pieces was an Ndamukong Suh, and I think JPP. I don't think JPP is going to be
No.
coming back either.
No.
So, but we did lose our Alex Kappa, and I think he is going to become one of the higher priorities to replace because we need to make sure we keep our boy Tom motherfucking Brady safe. 28, we got George Karlaftis. I actually really like this pick for the San Francisco 49ers.
This was the Debo trade, by the way, just to make sure everyone remembers.
Yes, that's true. I think if you have Karlaftis on one side, Nick Bosa on the other side, I think it's going to be a very dangerous
duo.
Yeah, for like any team to deal with. This is it's going to be scary. And I think we actually played them one time this year. So hopefully Kenyon Green can put in some of that work, The Chiefs here. So you had the Chiefs moving up to number 13 and gain Jameson Williams, which I think is a good pick as well. I think if that's not the case, though, and they're stuck at the 29-30, I think they will grab Jahan Dotson for their wide receiver, and then I think they will grab Lewis Sign safety as well. So after losing Tyrann Mathieu, they did sign Reed, right?
Yeah.
They did sign Reed, but
Reed,
when you go check the depth chart for the other safeties, I mean, they're solid, but they're not anything special. Why not go ahead and grab another safety here at number 30?
I do like that because like Lewis Sign is like known as a hard hitting nose, like run, like he can help in the run game, play in the box type safety, and Justin Reed can play over the top, play the coverage. So it is actually an intriguing like duo. I kind of do like the fit. Yeah, so I actually when you I didn't even think about it till you mentioned it, and when I saw it in your draft, I was like, oh well, like actually that kind of makes sense. Like that duo kind of works well together. Like they kind of do different things,
Right, exactly. And I think that in order for like the Chiefs to compete in this division, they've got to like. I mean, the biggest thing was a receiver after Tyreek Hill left. They acquired Scanling, and why not draft another receiver?
Yeah.
And then, like you were mentioning about the safety, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they have more defensive issues than they do have offensive issues.
Yeah.
Or at least I believe they did last year.
If they were to draft Dotson and with the addition of Scantling, they need defensive help for sure, yeah.
Right. And so this is where it gets a little interesting here. So I had the Bengals and the Steelers initially trading. So the Steelers were supposed to be at 31. However, what I think that they can do is I think they could bait the living hell out of the Lions. And I think the Steelers could force a trade from the Lions for the Lions to move up to 31 to grab Malik Willis. And then the Steelers would grab Trevor Penning at 32. This would allow the Steelers to get an additional pick. But then again, they could be like, you know what? We want Malik Willis. We want to make sure nobody else gets him. Let's grab him at 20 and call it a done deal there. But I think the Steelers probably should wait until next year, honestly, especially since they signed Mitchell Trubisky to a 2-year contract. Stick with Mitchell Trubisky for 2 years, see how he does. Draft your quarterback next year if you need to. I mean, all you do in this trade is you get 2 additional picks. You get an additional pick from the Bengals if they were to do that trade, and you'd get an additional pick from the Lions as well. So you'd have 2 extra picks in the draft.
Yeah.
So there's my my lovely, juicy, super heavy trade. First round mock draft.
All right. That's what I gotta say though is like, yeah, they're very different mocks. Will some of these these trades might not even happen. Some other trades might happen. Like it's completely different, but they're different mocks. It shows 2 different like people thinking, and that's kind of like what I like about showing 2 full mocks individually because it shows like our thought process. Like for me, I'm like, I could really see teams sticking through. Maybe some teams from the second round move up at the end, maybe, but like I really see teams sticking through and just following what they got. Devin's like, I can see some teams making moves to make sure they get the players that they want. even if it's like something like maybe it's not necessary, but they really want this player, so they make moves. So I like how we can see different perspectives, from our two different perspective when it comes to Devin and I. So, I think two great mock drafts. Let us know which one you liked better. It's gonna be interesting. We've actually asked some of our friends, so we do know some answers. Not gonna say which one was better. But yeah, let us know down below who you think had a better mock draft. Make sure you check out our socials. Again, we're gonna have this conversation again because just like we did at the beginning of the video, now we're gonna have it at the end of the video. Make sure you check out all of our socials for updates throughout the draft, for the draft details, everything that's going on. We're gonna let you guys know on our socials. Make sure you check it out. Go check our TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. All right, make sure you check out all of our other videos on our YouTube channel too. We've been grinding. We've been doing a lot of work. So yeah, that is everything. Devin, do you have anything else to say before we go?
I think that I have one more thing, and I think this would be best for both of us. I think if YouTube doesn't work, I think Instagram Live would be the next one. I think it'd be the easiest one. Yeah, I think it'd be the easiest one. So I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, we could discuss that and stuff like that, and like post on our Instagram and whatnot. But and you can like tweet it. But I think Instagram would be our second best option, just because it seems to be a very easy platform to use, especially when it comes to like live streaming with other people and stuff like that, and you get a live reaction and whatnot. And so, and I'll be driving my way to work at that same time, so that might honestly be very good. Actually, I think that might be the best option for us. Honestly, then we can mess around with that and
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So, but yeah, other than that, do everything that we said. Check everything out. Share with friends. Like, subscribe. Go check our TikTok. Like those videos. Share those videos. Then send them to your group chat and say, yo, check these nerds out. Check these bombs out. The terrible mock draft. Shake my head. And then make them like it. And then make them share it to the next group chat and say, oh, look at these bombs. Terrible mock drafts. And then make them share. Yeah, do all that stuff. Yeah, do all that fun stuff. Okay? Make sure you do that.
Like you forgot to mention one important thing, though.
What is that?
But then they look at my mock draft. It's like, wow, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway. Hope you guys enjoy the video. And we will see you guys, hopefully, on Thursday. Peace.